Greetings, everyone. My name is Putu Surya Arsuka. You can call me Gesa. In this video, I would like to explain a few things about critical thinking. First of all, let me preface this by saying that this video was meant for my project or finals project of the study class of leadership and communications for my major. So yeah, I think that's about it. And let's get on to the explanation. But first of all, let me try to share my screen here. All right. Let's present this in a way that is more. All right. Let me start by saying that critical thinking, that the title of this video is critical thinking and how it helps you learn better. And I would start this by saying or kind of explaining why do we need critical thinking, especially for college students and university students, undergraduate university students. Well, first of all, I want to compare a little bit about the life or the studying differences that exist in college and high school. In college, it is generally more expensive. Well, first of all, there are two main points here that I would like to explain. First of all, it's expensive, and second of all, we are more independent in our learning and studying. What I mean by expensive is that in high school we would just be required to buy the least amount of things for our assignments, for our research assignments, and many more. But in college, you would probably need a lot of financial requirement or financial aid to help you in finishing your assignments, finishing your research, because first of all, it's more comprehensive and more complex than just the high school assignments and research. Well, that's a given, right? And second of all, we are encouraged to learn independently. We are encouraged to study on ourselves, search for references on our own, and yeah, understand the materials to the best of our abilities. While lecturers and professors do come to teach your class, they would usually do it in a more general and more general, but how do I say it? It's general, but yet a complex matter, because if you just go into a class without studying beforehand, you would not be able to understand what the professor or the lecturers are saying. And that's the two main point into why I think studying high school and college is a bit different. Well, a lot different, and many people also agrees with me. Now, what is critical thinking? Before we jump into how can we develop it and how does it help us in learning better, we have to understand what is critical thinking. Simply put, critical thinking is the way we think. It is the way we structure our thoughts, structure our opinions. It's everything that goes on into producing your thoughts, into producing your opinions. For instance, if you think just without critical thinking or thinking in general, you would just come across something and think, oh, this is neat, or oh, this is great or bad. That is just normal thinking, right? But in critical thinking, or if you think critically, and what I mean by that is when you stumble across something or stumble upon a certain concept, certain thing, you would wonder about it as if asking a lot of questions in your head. And this is not overthinking, but this is critical thinking, which I would explain a little bit more and have its own qualities. But critical thinking literally means wondering about certain topics. So if you come across a bad phenomenon in your life, you would think critically and say or ask yourself, why is it bad? How can I solve this problem? And how can I mitigate or reduce the impact it has on my life or anything really? This is just about a rambling, but I hope you get the point. Now, as I've said before, critical thinkers have a certain quality to them that I've laid out here in my presentation. First of all, they acknowledge their personal limitations. They see problems as challenges that encourage them to grow more. They have an understanding of a goal. They also use evidence that they have to make certain judgments in their lives, whether it be studying, playing sports, and many more. They are interested and tend to be more curious in life. They are skeptical and try to question every single news, informations, or opinions that they come across. But they're generally doing that because they have uh, they have this curiosity built inside of them. Well, not built because everyone can be critical thinkers. They think before acting. They avoid emotionalism or acting based on their emotions. They also have an open mind, or generally have an open mind. They engage in active listening because, as I've said before, they're curious people. Now, I've explained a bit about what is critical thinking, but how exactly does it help in making us learn better, study better? While thinking critically can improve one's understanding of a certain topic at a more comprehensive and detailed level, because as I've said before, they tend to ask questions about certain concepts and certain topics. Even if they already have the answer, they would keep on asking these questions and wondering about more and more implications or applications about this concepts. Ultimately, making them have a more comprehensive, more detailed, and more how do I say it? More complex understanding of a certain topic. Though I have to mention that even if they have this wider range of knowledge, they can still try to explain it to other people in a simple, easy to understand manner. Because I personally think critical thinkers can explain certain concepts in a way that we would understand, because they too understand the material or topic. Now, let's talk about developing critical thinking. To develop critical thinking, or rather, I have found many informations on the internet, but it all boils down to 6 main steps, which are: one, identifying a certain problem or certain question. You have to first identify what problem you are facing and make a clear boundaries of what your problem or question entails. The second step is to gather and organize data or information, because as critical thinkers, you would need to have the most amount of information to work with, because you need to consider every single thing. And the third step is to analyze this information and evaluate whether or not these informations are what you would try to get to solve your problem. The next step is to sort and prioritize these data or information that you get. Sorting and prioritizing data or information helps in understanding which information are more important or have a more weight in your calculations or decision making weigh in. And so you would need to sort and prioritize this wide array of information. And the next step, or the fifth step, is to conclude your findings. You must make a conclusion of all the information that you have or information that you've analyzed and sorted beforehand, and make a certain conclusion that you would have to solve your problem or to gain an understanding of a certain topic. And the final step is to communicate your findings, because I find it that I found that people who communicate their findings, people who communicate their knowledge, have a better understanding of a certain topic, and it helps them to realize which holes that they have that they don't realize in these previous steps. So simply put, communicating your findings can help you realize in what you don't realize, if I can say it like that. All right, that is all from me. That is all about the video and critical thinking and how it helps you learn. I hope you find this video useful. And if you have any questions, you can contact me at my email. And I hope I see you in the next video. Thank you and peace out.